Well, hello, and welcome. I'm not sure if it's good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, or maybe good night, but wherever you are, welcome. It's always good to share time and space with you. This is Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. My goodness, tonight, sit back and relax because you're in for, wow, big question mark. My featured guest speaker tonight, Nan McKay, because of all kind, we're in this thing called life, and life happens to the best of the best of the best of us. And so because of technical issues, she's not going to be able to join us tonight, but yet she's with us in spirit, and she will come back and do the show, because what she was going to be discussing with us tonight is absolutely paramount in our lives today. Flying into the future, how to navigate the right way. Well, we were going to discuss that a lot more, especially when it comes to the new everything. Yet life happens, my friends. You know that as well as I do. I am Joy Ruffin, and my work is as a style and leadership consultant, a signature style specialist, speaker, executive producer, TV host, and podcaster. And it's all connected. It's all aligned. Trust me on that. My passion, my love is putting you into the spotlight and sharing your story with millions of other people. We go out over 137 different platforms and it becomes evergreen. So if you have a chance, you should come and join us. This is a first, but first happens, and it happens for a reason. Nan is a trooper. Nan McKay is a trooper. She gave it every chance that she could, every try, every attempt to be here and to be with us tonight. And it just didn't work out. Technology, you know how I love it. But yet she'll come again and she'll be here, and it'll be a great video and you will enjoy, because we're going to be talking about going into the future and what's involved there. So you have me tonight, and I've been on this telly, it seems, all day, but that's a good thing, because what I want to share with you is what we're all about here. And the title, Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, because we're living the legacy now. And it's all about sharing that knowledge and that wisdom with others. So it's a community that we're building here. And I'm honored that Nan is a part of the community, and she will come again and share with us. We talk about leadership. We talk about a lot about femininity and all the elements that are involved. We talk about power, self-esteem, self-awareness, love, all of those things combined. Because if you're in leadership, you really need to be in alignment with knowing who you are. And it's a journey. It's a process. It does not happen overnight. I've been at this for how long? A long, long time. And there's still much, much to learn. And I'm eager to learn. Because how many times have you heard me say, if you've been coming in and out from time to time and listening to the replays, I am a perennial, ongoing student. I love learning. Learning is what it's all about. And communications, relating and connecting with people, building a community, getting to know people, sharing and exchanging, that's what it's all about. That's life. And we're all here for a purpose. And on this particular broadcast, this Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, we seek female trailblazers, agents of change, purpose-driven women, heart-centered leaders, and my cosmic healers. I love them all. And many of the cosmic healers are a combination of the others that I mentioned. And that's what I want to bring to you, because you know what I know for sure? I don't know where that expression came from, but I happen to like it, love it. What we know for sure is what's embedded in the heart and soul of our being. And what I know for sure is many of us, in fact, most of us, could use a little bit more emotional healing, emotional intelligence, emotional security, the emotional abundance of knowing that we have much to offer and much to give and much to learn. The other day I spoke about being in leadership. One of the first qualifications is that you stay open to learning, because when you get to be a know-it-all and you know it all and no one can share with you anything that they know and that they're proud of, then something happens and it's not good. You want to have the ability to obtain for you emotional stability, which will give you the abundance that you seek. And by the way, I don't have to say this, but I'm going to. Abundance doesn't always mean the almighty dollar. God knows we all need it. You can't live without it. But there's so many other types of abundance. And by the way, before I go any further, this broadcast, this community, this show is not a sexist. We are not about dismissing men. In fact, towards the end of the month, I think we have a guy who's going to come on for the first time. Woohoo! That'll be exciting. And we're going to be talking about all the things that connect and relate to women as we deal with all the things that we have to deal with. So I think that's a pioneering, trailblazing thing to do. And I'm looking forward to it. But I say that to say that for the men who tune in and listen, and I know that there are quite a few because I hear from them with the little icons and little love notes and little messages from time to time. They tune in and they listen because every great man, good man, heart-filled man has a great lady. And I can use this time, I'm not fond of the word queen because it's overused, but he has a queen at his side. And so he values listening, learning. And as one of my friends said, we pray that they're listening, that the men are listening. And I know that they are. And I'm grateful that you are. I'm thankful that you are. And I say all of that to say that even though this show is leading ladies, leaving legacies, we love our men, especially those men who are exceptionally savvy at knowing that they would be much, much better in their pursuits of whatever if they had a good, great, awesome lady at their side. That's just a given. So when I talk to you about female trailblazers and agents of change and purpose-driven women and cosmic healers, heart-centered leaders, I'm talking about women, but that includes men as well. We need each other. And we are in the throngs now of really building what was initially meant to be and it just didn't materialize. We don't go back, we go forward. Why, when, where, how it happened. Don't waste our time to discover. We have our inkling of why, but now is the time to step forward and to step into your power. And I say this every week. I have to because it's just in my soul. Power is only good when you know how to use it. And you use it because you are power-filled and you're able to be the conduit. That's a channel, that's a catalyst that will enable other people to empower themselves. Why? Because real power is about self-empowerment. No one can give it to you. It's not meant to be delivered to you. Everything has to be worked for. That doesn't mean that you have to work hard. That doesn't mean that you have to be about doing something that you have no passion for. Because whatever it is that you're doing, you want to have the joy, the bliss, and the passion for it. And whatever that is, it will begin to, as you begin to master it and to develop, you will begin to grow into what you're here to do. And the beauty is this: we are all one. And until we embrace, accept, and acknowledge that, we will continue to have, but that's ending too, all of these issues that we're dealing with in the political circle. And I don't go politics. I don't go there. But we know, you know, I know, we all know that there's a lot wrong in the political circles, that so many people are there and they're power, greed, hungry. And it's really not about looking after you, me, or them, even themselves. They look after themselves, but not us. And when you're about being power-filled and you're about sharing your wisdom, your love, and your knowledge with others, you want them, whoever them might be, to be successful. So you share your love, that infinite, limitless, unconditional love with the people that you're serving. And you do it in a way where some can embrace it and some can't, but that's not your issue. If you're in leadership and you're a professional, then you want to tap dance and march to the drum beat of what's meant for you. And the flavor, the flair, that it will be different for each and every individual, even though you might be doing the same thing. And that happens a lot. So never fear, because your individuality, your uniqueness, the wholeness of you will give you the freedom to really pursue that purpose, that calling, that mission that you're here to do, because no one else can do it. They might be doing the same thing, but they won't be doing it the way you are. And when you know that you're doing it in the right way and it's meant for you, even though they might not be in your camp, you'll see them emulating, copying little things that you do, that you initiated, that you started, because the originality and creativity isn't quite there for them yet. So celebrate and applaud them too, because everyone finds their way, their time, when it's right for them. Leadership means that you really are beginning to become more and more in alignment with who you are. And I always speak to generational here, but let me just say this. I say it in different ways all the time. Generational and wisdom, even though they somehow go together, it can be generational for that person who's at the, well, let's say the teenage years. It could be generation for that person who's in their mid 30s and 40s. It could be generation for that person who's 70, 80, 90. It'll be different for everybody. Wisdom doesn't necessarily always come with age. Have you heard me say this? Because my friend gave me this and I fell in love. Well, you know, I fall in love easily. He said to me, Joy, some people, they don't age well. They just grow old. They don't grow up. They just grow old. Does that resonate? It ought to, because it's so true. When you are about leadership and you want to be all that you're here to be, and I'm among several, because I work predominantly with women that I applaud, I celebrate. I'm not a demonstrative person, but I celebrate and I applaud them because I know that their heart is on point. And I say that to say that they deliver a lot of information that we all need, and they know how to deliver it to the person in point, and they do it without stinging or throwing blame or hurting the person, sharing things that will benefit that person so that they can grow and evolve into who they're here to be. The skillful way that we use our language, especially as we move into the future, which when Nan comes to be with us again, we're going to talk about a lot with this, what is it called, GPT and this AI. Oh my. I don't have time to listen to the telly anymore, and I bet you don't either. But every now and then as I'm bouncing back and forth, I hear and see these things that they're talking about, and it's just a big conversation now. Artificial intelligence. We didn't get the human intelligence right. So how is the artificial intelligence going to pursue our movement into where we need to be, and the best way, with integrity? And that's the big word that's coming up. The integrity seems to be or can be misled from time to time. So we all want to be aware of that. My friends, all of us, no matter where you are, what level, what strata you're in, and what your work and your mission is all about, it's time, no matter how exceptional you are at what you're doing, and I include myself in everything that I share with you, it's time for us to begin to reinvent in another way that will be more beneficial to us, to reinvent, to rebirth, and to rejuvenate ourselves, to get more in alignment with this universe. And I love saying that, she is begging, crying, weeping for us to step up and to step forward with the highest vibration and the highest frequency, which means that your integrity is not to be questioned, ever. There's so many people where that becomes the issue. And after a while, all of us began to step away from people like that. And there are many of them, they have always been, and I can't say they will always be, because slowly but surely things are changing. We might not be here. I might not be here. You might not be here, but it's changing, and it's changing for the best. But everything, even though we don't think so, we choose not to think so. It's a slow process. Few things happen overnight. Sometimes they happen overnight, but that happening overnight was in the process of happening for 3, 5, 10, maybe more years. So when you get to be a certain age, you realize that this is why most of us love Hollywood. And I'm guilty. Love Hollywood, because Hollywood is full of fantasy and illusion and deception and creativity and magic and all those other words that go into that umbrella, under that umbrella. And it's great to get there and take it all in, even when it's a true autobiographical story, which they have woo-hoo and frou-frou and danced it up a wee bit. We enjoy that. We ought to. It's meant for that. Take the seeds of the foundational base of what they're sharing with us, and the rest of it leave there in the theater or wherever you're viewing from, because that's Hollywood. And one of the reasons that so many of us are warped in our thinking and our knowing, and I see this everywhere, because it's not being critical, it's not being judgmental, but it's because Hollywood and the fashion industry, which I love, 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 it's warped the thinking. Everybody can't be a size 0 or size 8. Look at the animal kingdom. Look at the fish, the mammals, the whales, all the different types of animals and all the different types of sizes. Well, that's how we are as human. Everybody didn't come here to be a size 0 or a size 8. How many times have you heard me say my favorite aunt was a 3X, and boy, was she, woo, let me tell you. And we have to get away from that, and especially those of us in the fashion industry. Now, I could go on and on and on, but let me take a quick reset here, a quick pause, and talk about something that I'm about, that the prayer is that you'll become a part of. Every Monday, I started a Facebook Live, and it's Joyful Monday. It's every Monday at 3 p.m. And every Monday at 3, it'll be all kinds of different current topics. And the attempt is to bring you into the fold, to have you join me as often as you can. I want you to make it a home. Make it a place that you visit and visit frequently, and share your comments. As much as I'm doing this and I can ramble on and on and on and hopefully make sense, I much prefer listening to what you have to say, tuning into you. That's where the juice, the beauty, and the seeds of learning is all about. That's where you pick up your jewels, the gems of what is best and what will fit in with what you're doing. So join me there every Monday. We don't bite. We are not in any way harmful. And the prayers that you will join and put in your little comments. I'm still attempting to figure out a good way to master a contest where you can win a free package. And the other thing I wanted to mention to you is my masterclass, which is coming up. It seems like it's far away, but it's not. That will be July the 13th. Gathered a lot of information from the first one that I gave that I want to share with you, and I've come up with some beautiful gift for those who come and really participate. And you're going to love this gift, and that's all I'm going to share with you. You're going to love it. The webinar will be on July the 13th, and it's really about being your best self, to go beyond all of this garbage, is my favorite word, that we have been ingrained and tainted with. We have to run away from that. We don't have to run away. We can step away. But I want you to join me there, because you'll find it really worthwhile. So come and join me there. And what we're talking about here today is a combination of language, how we communicate, being a female trailblazer, a pioneer in what you're doing, discovering your purpose, the mission and the calling of you, remembering under all of that discovery that we are a unity of one. And here's something that I ran across today, and it resonated, and I want to share this with you because it just hit home, and I bet it will with you too. Never forget, I have this tendency to always say that, don't forget that you're royal. Royalty belongs to you. That you are regal, royal, and majestic and stately in your being. And as Les Brown said, you have greatness within you. But take it a step further and be a beacon of light for someone else. That's what real power-filled people are all about. It could be one, it could be millions, it could be whatever the number. But be that beacon of light. Know that what you have to share and to give will be impactful and make an imprint on other people. And then you're on your way to your discovery. How you grow and evolve into the best of the best of you is one of the reasons that, for me, starting Cosmic Ambassadors is so major, because we all need to know more about ourselves. It's not enough just to be present without an inkling, and the more that inkling begins to bud and grow of knowing about you. And a lot of people masquerade around and parade around and make believe that there's an all knowing about self. It's an ongoing process and it never ends. And your assignment and mine is to really get to know everything that we can about why we came here. Whatever your higher source might be, your faith or your belief, I don't go there. It's different for everyone. And all the five different and major religions, faith, spiritual avenues that you travel, that's yours. But here's what I want to share with you. Don't knock anybody's that's not yours, because that just takes away your greatness. It takes away the infinite knowing of who you are. You want to be able to be like the eagle. I haven't mentioned the eagle in quite a while. You want to soar with the eagle, because that means that you have put together, or you're in the process. I love in the process of putting together all of the key elements, the essentials that will give you your discovery as you explore and probe into who you are. Many people really feel that they think they know who they are, and they don't. I was one of them, and I'm still exploring. Spent most of my life. And for those of you who don't know, every parent does the best that they can, right? That's just a given. But when we become an adult, whatever that age for you and whatever locale or area you're in, it becomes your responsibility to rectify, to change whatever needs to be, to surrender and release all of the negative, if there was any in your upbringing. Let it go. It won't serve you. And so once you begin to do that, however you surrender, release it, that means that you begin to get to know more about you. And you can do anything you want to do. This is a given. This is a US of A. But the reality is you're much better off to find somebody to support you in that discovery. This is what I've done all of my life. All of my life. Some of the people that I went to were exceptional, and some of them were just marginal. They all had their style, their rhythm, their flow, and their flavor. Some fit me, some did not. This is life. This is why after a while you begin to say, as much as you want everyone, and this is, I ought not to say this, but I'm getting away from ought not to say, because I find that I'm saying a lot that I ought not to say here lately. One of the reasons for many, not all, it's never all, the people in Hollywood is that constant craving to be loved and adored in a way that's not healthy, because that has to come from within. First off, that love, that understanding, that appreciation, that acknowledgement of who you are and why you love you, the good, the bad, and the so-so, you have to go in to find that. Other people can share and show and give you, but if you don't go within, it's not going to happen. So I say that because as much as most of us love Hollywood, that's one of the detriments, because so many of the people that I had such, and still have, knowing what I know, it hasn't taken away the love for them. But then I discovered what a painful, unlived life from within they had, of not really knowing who they were, with so many brilliant gifts. But this is life. This is a circle of life. This is a cycle of life. Everybody comes to do what he or she comes to do in the best way that they can. And it seems that the most talented and gifted people have maybe a little bit more self-reflection and self-reflecting to do to gain the knowing of who they are. That's just off the top of my head. I don't know where that came from, but maybe I'd like your feedback on that, because it's so much more than your gift or your creative ability to do. If you haven't gone in to learn how to communicate with people, to share and exchange with people, to have that integrity at the top of whatever it is that you're going to be doing. And even if you, for whatever your reasons are, and listen, this is the real world here that we're in, maybe there's somebody that you just can't unfold and immerse into, then applaud, celebrate, blow kisses, and move on. Don't taint their garden. Don't spoil their garden. The timing is just not right for you. That's all. Because as much as we want to say, and this is true, infinite, unconditional love that's timeless, that's what everyone wants. It's not that easy to come to or to step into, and it's a continuation until you really begin to know who you are. And this is why we have so many relationships that are deadly, that are not working, that you're attracting people who are not for your best good and will not elevate you and support you in what you have to do. I don't know how I got off on this, but I did today. Well, here's what I want to leave you with. We are all about here, leading ladies, leaving legacies, about doing just that. Being servants to the people that we serve, being all that we can be so that we can give of ourselves to enable others to step into knowing who they are, however we go about that. And everybody has their way of doing it. So the title that Nan left us with today, and I will use this again when she comes back, I love it because this is what we're all doing. We're flying into a whole new future. We've been in it for a while. Technology blows us all away. Even those who are so technically savvy, you could cry, at least I could. But even so, we are off into the future. And how do we navigate? Especially if we don't have that special gene that gives us that technical boom. And the majority of us don't. And then there are those who are in that circle. They can do any, every, and all with technology. Don't you want to have 4 or 5 of those in your circle? I do. I need them. And they know it. But the reality is, when she comes, we're going to discuss big, all this about flying into the future with all the newness that's here and how to navigate it the best way that will serve you and the people that you're about. So I want you just to make note. I'm not sure, we didn't set a date yet, but she will come back and we will go over all of this wonderfulness that she was going to share with us tonight. But I want you to send out a celebrating applause and commend her, because believe me when I tell you, she gave it every try, every attempt that she could to get here and to do this. And then my engineer and I decided, I don't think so, because the sound, and listen, a lot of people who want to do this, here I go, light, background, sound, if it's not up to speed, I don't care how brilliant, gifted, beautiful, smart, money, all of that, it won't compute. So make sure as you go out to do all of these different live streams and broadcasts and shows that you do, make sure your equipment is up to speed. I have a friend who's doing something new now, and maybe next week I'll share more with you about her, because all of us need to go and find out how we can best get the right setup so that our broadcast is sterling, stellar, strong, that we make sure that how we present, it shows up in the best way, the sound, the background, and the lighting. And everybody has their own seed about how the background should be. And I leave that to you. But that said, my friends, I did it. The time is gone. It's over. The time is here. And I want to leave you with this, because I leave you with this every week. I'm sending you always much, 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 much love from my heart to your heart. You be and stay well. Take care of you. Do everything that you do so that you can be ready for whatever that next move will be as we fly into the future. Much love, my friends, always from my heart to yours. Good night. Cheers. Oh.